On January 20th, 2025, President Trump issued two executive orders that sent shockwaves through the world of cartography and beyond. The orders, announced during a typically boisterous press conference, declared the immediate renaming of two iconic geographical features. Denali, North America's highest peak, would revert to its former name, Mount McKinley, and the Gulf of Mexico would henceforth be known as the Gulf of America. The president, flanked by a coterie of advisors and cabinet members, hailed the decision as a victory for American heritage and a bold assertion of national pride. The move, however, was met with a mixture of bewilderment, amusement, and outrage from various quarters, both domestically and internationally.
The history of these names is long and intertwined with the ebb and flow of politics and culture. Denali, meaning the High One in the native Koyukon language, had been the mountain's name for centuries before European colonization. In 1896, a gold prospector, William Dickey, renamed the peak Mount McKinley in honor of then presidential candidate William McKinley. The Gulf of Mexico, named for its geographical location, has been a point of contention for decades. Some argue that the name is a vestige of colonialism and fails to reflect the United States' dominant presence in the region. The renaming of Denali back to Mount McKinley, while popular among some Republicans, was seen by many as an affront to indigenous history and a step backward in the fight for cultural recognition. Conversely, the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America was met with criticism from both sides of the aisle, with many questioning the president's authority to unilaterally rename international waters.
In his characteristically blunt style, President Trump defended his decision, stating that it was time to restore American names to American places. He proclaimed, "We are a proud nation, and our landmarks should reflect our greatness." For too long, he thundered from the podium, "We have allowed our history to be rewritten by those who do not share our values. Denali, Mount McKinley, it's all the same. A magnificent mountain, a symbol of American strength. And the Gulf of America, it just makes sense. It's our Gulf." These pronouncements were met with a chorus of boos and jeers from the assembled press corps, with several journalists attempting to pose questions about the legality and international implications of the move. The president, however, remained unfazed, dismissing the criticism as fake news and a sign of the media's bias against his administration.
The international response to President Trump's executive orders was swift and largely negative. Mexico in particular expressed its displeasure at the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico, calling it a provocative and disrespectful act. The Mexican government summoned the US ambassador to lodge a formal complaint and hinted at potential economic repercussions. The European Union, while stopping short of outright condemnation, expressed concern over the unilateral nature of the decision and urged the United States to engage in dialogue with affected countries.
The renaming of geographical features is not without precedent. In 2016, India renamed several cities and landmarks in an effort to shed what it saw as the vestiges of British colonial rule. Similarly, in 2012, Hungary renamed a square in Budapest after Ronald Reagan, sparking a diplomatic row with Russia. These examples illustrate the complex interplay of history, politics, and national identity that often underpin such decisions. The long-term implications of President Trump's executive orders remain to be seen. However, the move has undoubtedly further strained relations with Mexico and raised questions about the United States' commitment to international norms and diplomacy. As the world grapples with the fallout from this latest display of Trumpian unilateralism, one thing is certain: the debate over the names we give to the places we inhabit is far from over.